Hello, everybody. Uh, if everybody shows up, it's a little cool outside, and just hanging out in the shop. Been working on some different projects, and I know Saturday night's not generally our thing, but I got somebody that's wanting to come try his hand at doing a live show. We've been kind of working on some of his equipment, getting everything ready, and so tonight y'all get to see his very first ever video live from his basement shop. And so, without any further ado, I want to bring Kline into the live. And so, y'all guys can ask him questions or whatever you feel like doing. So, there we go. So, here we go. Let's give a nice round
alert driveway
of applause to Kline. There he is. So, how are you going? Ventari said, "Don't be knocking the basement shops."
The basement shop works. It works. So,
yeah,
he understands the struggle.
Yeah, but anyway, we were sitting here. We've been kind of back and forth and talking about some of the things that I do and some stuff that Kline's been helping me with, and y'all know he's got. I guess how long has it been since you got your first laser now?
2 years. Well, it was right around December of probably 23, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 22. I'm not really sure. It's been a while now. It's been a while.
But anyway, he has he's gotten pretty skilled with them. You can see he's got the Hurricane sitting there by his side. What all machines currently do you have in your shop? Just so people get an idea of what you work with over there.
All right. So I've got the Hurricane. I've got the X tool.
F2.
F2. It went out of my head. The Atom Stack A30. I got the the Acer 35. And then I have that huge Acer X1.
Yeah.
And then I have one in my classroom. It's just got it sitting there.
Yeah. So for those of you who for those that don't know, because a lot of folks know that me and you are friends or whatever, I'll let you kind of give the elevator speech about your background, where you come from, what kind of work you do, that kind of thing. So, and we didn't like rehearse this or anything, guys. I'm just trying
this off the cuff now.
I'm just trying to get him introduced to you guys. The ones of you that don't already know him. Some of you have saw him in some of the videos here in the shop because he comes over from time to time and will help me put machines together, test machines, and all that. But for the ones of you that don't, this is the history of Kline, of Kline's Engraving.
Well, Clack and I have known each other for a lot of years. We used to work together at the police department. We were in the same unit. And so after 20-ish years of that, working on my degree, I became an educator. So I teach history at the high school and collegiate levels. And so Clack calls one day and says, "Hey, come over, check this thing out I got." And when I went over there, that's when he bought his that first X tool that he had. I was like, "Man, that's pretty cool right there." And so I would go over and just watch him work with it, because I thought it was really cool. And then all of a sudden they started sending them to him. And then he started sending them to me. So I kind of got involved, and he gave me a Atom Stack tripod laser to start.
The M9 P40, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Little three-legged deal.
It was a 5-watt laser. And he said, "Hey, take this with you, play around with it. If you get good at it, bring it back, and we'll upgrade you." And I kept it for quite a while, and then was able to do some pretty good projects with it. nothing major. It's 5 watt, you know, didn't do a whole lot of cutting with it. Now, if you cut with that thing, it was, you know, 15, 20 passes. You stand there with the, you know, with the water, make sure nothing caught on fire. Like it, it was, but it was a good laser to learn on, because any problem you're going to have with that thing. So it kind of, I was able to cut my teeth pretty easy on that, and kind of go through all the things that people go through without having the bigger laser. So I was able to do it on one that was small, and you know, just kind of learn that way.
Yeah, and we did upgrade you after that.
We did.
So that worked out. That worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah, we went from a 5 watt to a 10 watt.
So
10 watts to 20 watt, and now we're at like 30 and 50 watts and 100 watts. And so
yeah,
very fortunate over here.
Yeah, and one of the things too that I talk to a lot of people about, and I know you can speak to this because you've kind of, which like I said, you've had an advantage of, you know, the machines and us working together with machines, and even to an extent, even some of the jobs and stuff, because you know, for a while there, I got overwhelmed where I was completely diverting like all my extra stuff over to you, which now I still do that, not as much since I got a little more time, but yeah, you want to talk about like some of the, when you first started doing it, like I know you were doing a lot of family, you know, family stuff. So how did you go from that into actually, because like you told me the other day that like this past holiday season was probably one of your more profitable months.
Oh, absolutely.
But then bad things happened, and it turned out to not be as profitable for Kline's Engraving as it was for the Kline household.
Yeah.
But how did that evolve?
I was just doing like a little project here, a project there, you know, Christmas stuff, you know, basically just word of mouth. And, you know, I went into it with the mindset of, I'm not going to make $1 million this week. And I wanted to be really, really patient, because that was one thing that Clack told me. Hey, be patient with this, because and you'll know if you like it. Like you'll know if you like it after a few months, because you will either give it up or you'll keep going, you know. And if you keep going after not making any money, you'll be fine. So I just kind of done jobs here and there. You know, they weren't paid. Every now and then I would get a few dollars here and there, but I still enjoyed doing it. So, and it evolved into just by word of mouth, just putting things out on Facebook, you know, me pretty much just being happy that I could create something and sharing it. And then, and it kind of, it didn't really take off. Like I have, you know, I have just times where like I don't make anything. And then I have times where I can't quit. Like I go to work, I come home, and I'm just in the shop till I go to bed. And that's kind of the way it looked this last, about halfway through November, halfway through December. It was something else. And I cut a whole bunch of little reindeer, like a whole bunch of little reindeer families. And, you know, I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it and made a little money. And then, you know, we had a little cat issue, and all that money went away. Every bit of it.
He had to pay for medical care for one of his family cats.
Yeah.
So
we're a cat family here. I say we, because, you know, we have quite a few, and they're not shop cats. We don't have shop cats. We got lay around in the corner cats, and you know, and you know, cats we got to feed all the time. That's about it.
Yeah.
But one of them had a little medical issue, and I had to take Kline's Engraving to you know, bail out the cat. And
does the cat? Did you like paint the logo on the cat or something, kind of like NASCAR drivers do when they're sponsored?
I kind of need to. I'm just saying. I probably need to just put a little shirt on him or something, you know, Kline's engraving.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's it's good that you made the money though. I mean, because at the end of the day, just like when I first started doing it, you know, the money that you made doing the engraving kept it from hitting your family budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because let's face it. I mean, what we make in our shops a lot of times is, you know, like you said, it's feast or famine sometimes. And then when you do make it and then something comes up, it is nice to have that from a family, you know, budgeting aspect. It's nice to have that little bit of buffer, because I know in what I've done my career and you know, what you've done in your career, at the end of the month, there's not always a whole lot of extra laying around by the time you pay everything that you're obligated. So, and I think that's the reason a lot of people get into doing this is they get in it hoping that it's going to be like this big landfall of money, because I do see a lot of folks and Steve, I think Steve touched on this in his live that he did last night. It's can you make money doing it? Yes. Is it going to be like I'm gonna buy a laser and make $10,000 the first month? No, it's not. And a lot of people kind of gloss over the fact, you know, they'll be like, oh, I made $10,000, you know, with this one project. Yeah, in their unique situation, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Who knows? But you know, that's one thing that I think a lot of people need to understand is the whole promise of instant gratification with just like bounds and bounds of money don't always happen. I mean, maybe there's some that, you know, strike it rich the first week out, but it was not the case with me, nor was it the case with you or anybody else that I know personally. It's a slow build up to where you get to where you're no longer losing money.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, and one of my goals was just to try to fund the shop, you know, and try to buy tools. And a lot of times Clack would, you know, get some jobs down my way, and that was our deal. I was like, okay, instead of you paying me, like I need this, this, and this, and he would just order it and send it here, and you know, it worked out. It worked for us.
Your Amazon shopping list,
basically. Yeah, yeah. About every 2-3 months, I'd send him a list of things that I wanted, and it done okay. I mean, it worked out.
Well, that's how you got a lot of your like. I know the fans were a big one. You had a couple of honeycombs that you needed.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was like, you know, Kline, I got this job I need done, and you know, I can pay you this much or what else, and you're like, well, how about you just get me the fan that you know I need, and we'll call it even. And so, you know, that helped me because at the time, you know, with me working and trying to run the channel and grow the channel and do the jobs that I had, sometimes the overflow was pretty steady. And so it kept you busy. And that's one reason too, why like Kline just kept, he's like, I need a CO2 to be able to cut acrylic. I need this to be able to cut that. I need this. And most recently, when I got the F2 over there, I think he saw the video on the F2 and it was like the next day, he's like, hey, you in the shop? I was going to run by there. And then he just came by and I kept noticing that over there where I had the F1 sitting next to the F2. He just kept kind of lingering over there.
Just loitering over there.
Yeah, just lingering around that F1. And finally I just asked him, hey, are you eyeballing the machine or something? He's like, you know. And so now he actually has a machine because there was you did an event at was it a school meeting or school?
It was a school. Yeah, it was kind of a school event. It was more of a Christmas type event where like a lot of the teachers met up, and it was through like our organization that kind of protects us. It's called AEA. And so every year they put on like an event. It's a vendor. So I was able to, you know, take stuff up there. And I did okay. I mean, I enjoyed it and was able to set some things out and, you know, get a few customers that way that have came back in the past or came, you know. So it was all right. But I didn't have that little machine to take with me, but I do now. So
yeah. Yep. And I did drop a link earlier, guys, to Kline's YouTube channel. He started my channel. He's not really pushing it hard. It's more or less been a bunch of shorts. I think you did a few videos, kind of just getting your feet, wet a little bit with it. Some discussions about, past and some other things. So if y'all want to go check him out, give him a like. You need a screenshot. See how many you got right now, Kline, before you start getting a bunch of them.
All right, let's see. Let's see here.
But yeah, so he's, like I said, he's only about 15, 20 minutes from me. Like I said, he's the one that, like, the insulation that's in here, other than my wife and kids, Kline, came over here. I think you even brought your son one day and helped me put in insulation in the shop and stuff like that. So he's definitely, I guess, and he claims that he's an employee of the shack. Like, he helps me with Peach Jam every year. I think you've been the past, 3 years?
I have been the past 3 years, and I have been the #1 salesman 3 years in a row. Throwing it out there. I've been salesman of the year. Now, I hadn't got my Clack Shack watch yet, but we're working on it.
You do have a shirt though, because
I do have a Clack Shack shirt.
He doesn't like wearing it, I guess, but he always shows up to Peach Jam. I'm like, dude, where's your shirt? And he's like, oh man, I forgot it. He's always got like Under Armour or Carolina or something on.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I guess, are you going to be helping me this year? Or are you going to branch out and get off on your own this year?
We're not going to go on our own this year just yet. I think we're just going to hang in with Clack Shack. We're still learning. We're still growing. It'll be a little while.
There's actually been a few times too. Like, I know a lot of times, because when I remember the first time you helped me with Peach Jam, you were just kind of just sitting there and didn't really know what to do. And that's when I was like, hey, when these people walk by, let's let them walk by without talking to them.
Yeah.
And so we've had to have like salesmanship 101 and all these different things. But I know this last year, or it was year 4 last, where we totally underestimated exactly how many small items we were going to sell.
Yeah, and we underestimated that a lot. At one point, we had a line of people, and you just you kind of go in overdrive when you have people there, and we were in overdrive for quite a few minutes there.
Yeah, and we sold out of all the like small blanks that we're selling. We sold out of them a good 2 or 3 hours before the event was over.
And then we done a pretty good job. I enjoyed myself just being there, but it was one of those things where you have expectations in your mind of what you're going to do, and then when you blow that out of the water, it just blows your mind a little bit. Yeah,
the next year is when I ordered. I was like, I'm going to order 3 times the inventory that I ordered last time. And we had extra, but like we still sold a boatload of stuff. Like, I remember you were taking orders and collecting money. I think you even had my phone over there swiping credit cards. I was on the machine just hammering them as hard as I could go. So it was amazing.
It got a little hectic. It did. It got a little hectic quick.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that this year, the Peach Jam, I'm hoping the weather cooperates and everything works out good. And so we got the F2 will be going this year with me, because I've already got it set up in the trailer ready to go. And I've got the little air purifier this year too that we didn't have last year. If you remember, we had the fan kind of like blow
it away from people. Blow it that way. See what happens.
Yeah, but it's an outdoor event, so and we were only doing bamboo and anodized metals. So the anodized metals, there's like hardly anything comes off of those. And the bamboo stuff, like the keychains and stuff like that, it's just a little puff. So, but yeah, well, let's see who's in here exactly while we're caught up. And like I said, I did drop Kline's YouTube channel if y'all want to go check it out. He may or may not get into doing a little bit more than what he's done in the past. I know he's got a lot of sticks in the fire, but he has mentioned wanting to try to just see what happens, just do a little bit more with it than what he has in the past, as far as maybe some projects and stuff like that.
Well, and
he does some pretty cool projects. You ain't got any of your stuff sitting around that hadn't sold, have you?
No, not really. I think I've sold everything at this point. I
Well,
probably
you got pictures on
probably
your
had
Facebook
some.
page, though, don't you?
Yeah, now I've got most everything on the Facebook page, or it's in a reel. Now I did the reels because they were easy and kind of quick, and it
Yeah.
just kind of put my name out there. Nothing huge. I've got a few more years to work. You know, I've got to.
You ain't quite there yet, huh?
Yeah, I ain't quite there yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I've got probably 4 or 5 years to work, and I'm also a city council member. So I've got that to do as well. And then I teach at the high school level, and then I'm an adjunct with a junior college, like a 2-year school. So I got a lot going on, I still kind of police a little bit, not much.
No, you ride around in a car.
That's policing. That's what we're calling it. So I go in and I call it consulting, because usually there's a young guy working there, and on shift or whatever, and I can consult. So 20 years to me is long enough to do anything, and so we kind of doing that. So
Kyle saying that he's struggling to jump either a Monport Reno or a Jimitsu Pro CNC. Suggestions? Well, that's two different.
Yes,
that's a CO2 laser and a CNC.
Yeah.
The Monport Reno series are good basic machines. I like the one that I've got since I've upgraded the Air Assist. I will say, if you're planning on doing anything with a chuck, the controller is not really the best for that. But as far as the Jinmitsu CNCs, I've got one over there that I'm testing now. Matter of fact, where's my little thing I made today? This will be in a video that I was going to finish today, but then Kline called and we got started talking, and I've been sitting here not doing nothing. But yeah, I made this on the new little Jinmitsu, and what it is it's a display basically, because I did 36 of these, 2-sided. That's what I was asked to do. They got the Moreland's Fine Jewelry text/logo, because that is their logo on this side, and then the Flutter 2026, which is a fundraising event for our local Butterfly Bridge, is what it's called. It is a child advocacy center, and Kline and I were heavily involved with them over the past 25 years.
Absolutely.
Because what they do is they do forensic reviews with children that aren't suitable for me and Kline to sit down and ask them about what happened to them.
Right.
They have forensic reviewers that are mostly women. I think they do have a couple of guys for, maybe for little boys that don't feel comfortable or something. But for the most part, it's ladies that have skills in child interviewing. Some of them are therapists, blah, blah, blah. Not only do they do the interviews with the children, but they offer after action stuff such as therapy with the kids, just different things to help them grow through that, as well as, to counsel the family on what to expect behaviorally and stuff like that. So it's a really good cause. I've interviewed or taken a lot of kids there to be interviewed, especially watching, doing a lot of the child abuse cases that I did, and, online predators and that type of thing. So I've dealt with them a lot, and I continue to support them through donations. Like I did 36 of these in the past day or two, and I'm not charging for these because these are going to be basically, they've got some really like exotic whiskeys or whatever that people are going to be able to do like a tasting. And so these are part of the fundraiser, is that you get one of these. And so I did 36 of them. And I'm not charging anything, but they turned out really great. Did them on the F2 or the F2 Ultra UV. And I made this because the only catch was that I did tell them I want to at least have some advertisement, where they're selling these at, because I didn't put my logo on them. They told me I could, but I didn't want to junk it up too much. So this is basically, it's a coaster. I cut a piece of cork to fit the CNC, and there's a recess right there. And then it's a business card holder. And of course I got my, my text on there. Clack Shack product customization, laser engraving, cutting, spindle CNC engraving or cutting and 3D printing, as well as the URL from my website. And so not only am I going to use this for the Flutter event, but this is also going to be part of our setup for like Peach Jam and stuff too, because this kind of gives you an idea. The glass, you know, I got the cork coaster that's been engraved, the wood product that was made from scratch. Literally, this is a piece of the scrap off of that flag I did out of maple. This is a piece of maple that was left over. So yeah, pretty cool little project. I'll have the video out hopefully tomorrow. I got to do a little more recording, but for the most part, I've got everything I need to make that video. But yeah, I've got plenty of videos myself, and
perimeter alert, driveway.
I guess there's my daughter's friend that's supposed to be coming over. But I've got plenty of videos about different machines, as well as, of course, Steve over at Ventari's Workshop. Me and him test a lot of CNCs. I know I just got this particular machine in from SaneSmart. Steve has the big brother to this one that he's supposed to be getting. It's like a 2 foot by 2 foot. So that would give you, like, this one is expandable up to like 1,000 by 1,000 with some expansion kits. But it's a solid machine so far. There's a few things that I'm having to get used to with it as far as the way it's built and everything. But for the most part, it has ran really well. I had some witness lines, you know, when I surfaced it with a 1/4 inch bit. I had some witness lines, but they sanded out easily. It wasn't, so it's doing a good job. But Steve will have that machine, and then between me and Steve, I think we've reviewed about every machine Genmitsu's ever made. And then Kline has a 6050 Pro Ver XL 6050 over there in his shop that he ain't quite learned how to run real good yet. I mean, he can do basic stuff if somebody makes the file for him.
Yeah, we ain't got there yet. We're still learning. So we're still learning on that.
But anyway. James is saying I did really good the first week, and each week I am just glad to make enough to pay for materials and equipment that I use. And that's the way, I mean, that's the attitude to have starting out. Now you're
perimeter alert, driveway.
What have we got going on over here tonight?
It's party time at the Clack Shack.
My oldest says she had a friend coming, but that's two.
It might be more than one.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could always, let's peek in and see what's going on. That's not a live feed.
That is not, because it is dark outside.
Yeah, that's the live feed.
There you go.
It's nothing to be concerned about. But yeah, it's you have to have realistic expectations. Like I said, sometimes I feel like you know, there are some titles of videos sometimes that I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. And I try to avoid that. Now, there are times, you know, that you got to make a video, a title that somebody's going to click, but I try not to go too crazy with it and get unrealistic. So what's up, Rick? How are you? Hey, Kline, how's that new network configuration working for you, by the way?
It's working good.
Rick over at Rick's 2 Cents has been having some issues with his network, like video getting pixelated and stuff like that. Would you recommend a piece of Clack Shack Cat 6 cable?
I was having problems with it in my basement. Now my router's up in the living room, and my thought process, because I'm not a network guy, you know, so I was like, all right, I can bring it down here. We'll be fine. We have 1,000 megs. At least 400 or 500 should get down to me.
It don't work like that.
No, it don't work like that. So I went over to the Clack Shack and I got some Clack Shack Cat 6 and got it.
We cut it like, what did we wind up, like 50 feet long, and terminated it with some ends and everything.
And I run it through the ceiling and got it down here, dropped it down into my shop, and there we are. Yeah. So now we can go live again. I was freezing up and, you know, lagging real bad.
There was no way we could have done this until you got that cable put in. We tried using wireless access points and a mesh network, and I told him, I was like, dude, you're just going to break down and run some cable. That's the only way. And keep in mind too, the laptop that he's on is like, I don't know what year it was made, but it's been a minute.
It's probably 20. We probably brought this thing in 2020, maybe 2021. It's a little older. It's time for some upgrades, and that's just what we're doing. Trying to work down here and do things here and there, and just try to upgrade everything. So when I do retire, I'll have everything that I need, and I won't have to go that far with it. So
yeah. Just Alan Jones says, I'm still on the losing money level, but I'm enjoying piddling. And that's the thing. You want to get to where you're at least breaking even. And it takes a little time. It takes some patience. It takes a lot of learning. I mean, Kline's bad to try to use that easy button and be like, hey, Clack, how do I do this? And sometimes I'll help him out. But a lot of times, what do I tell you?
I got a video for that. That's what I get. 20 years. We've known each other a long time. I got a video for that. I'm just like, all right, I'll go back and find it.
So, but you've learned how to do all this stuff, and you're getting there,
Yeah.
Every now and then he will email me and be like, hey, what am I doing wrong on this file?
Well, and it gets like when you're getting down to the tedious work and you've been working on that thing for 4 or 5 hours at that point. Like I've had some that I've really had to work on, and somebody sends you a recipe or something, you're trying to get this sort of piece, and it's connected to everything, but I'm learning now that do a little bit here and there, and then walk away from it, and then come back to it, because the concept's the same. It just, the more you sit here and look at the screen, the more you're like, I don't know why this is not working. Like it should be working.
Yeah. And, node editing was one of those sticking points for you for a little while.
Yeah, it was tough for a while, but I've gotten a lot better. And in terms of just using the buttons, using the tools that Lightburn has, and I like Lightburn. Now, a lot of people use a lot of different things, and use what you like, whatever you're comfortable with. I'm comfortable with Lightburn because it does everything that I need it to do in terms of my shop. But I have used like Xtools software, Atom Stack software, and it's okay. It's good, but I like Lightburn.
Yeah. Now with that little F1 over there, you said you've kind of taken a liking to XDF with it.
I don't have a whole lot of Xtool stuff in here because I'm an Atom Stack guy. Now I like Atom Stack's always been the machines that I've gotten have been good to me. So when I brought that Xtool in here, downloaded the Xtool Studio, and it's very easy, like user friendly, and sometimes when I come down here, I get a little lazy. Like I'm an educator. I 3D print stuff in my classroom. So when I come in my shop, I want to be a little lazy. And so when I click in there, I just want to do it the easiest way. And sometimes I catch myself doing that, and instead of doing it the way it should be done. So, but Xtool is more along the lines of Lightburn, and just doing what you want to do with it, and not being so complicated, because I found that like the CNC stuff is a little more complicated. Like you got to know what you're doing, or it's not going to work. And like with me, I'm a checklist guy. I like to have a checklist of everything that I need to do to make sure it's correct, where I'm not burning up material or breaking bits or whatever I'm working with. So, it's Lightburn to me I don't need the checklist with Lightburn because I know how to use it. And I'm learning with some of the other softwares the same way.
Yeah. Rick's asking, are you officially retired now?
I'm not.
No, I think he's talking to me.
Oh, okay. I'm not.
But it was October. October the 1st was my EOS day. So yeah, I've been, I don't know about retired, but I get paid to stay at home now and run my business. So I'm still not retired. I've been working harder than I did when I worked, but I get paid to stay at home now.
Well, some of us went through that last few months countdown. Yeah, we went through that because it was a countdown.
Steve,
Every time I talked to him, he was like, yeah, I got like X amount of days left.
Steve can sympathize with you on that one because he was like, oh my gosh. And he was going to make him a countdown, but it had to have like five spaces.
That's it. I still got a minute.
Yeah. Crazy old boy says, hey, all from Ozark, Alabama. Hello,
Ozark, Alabama.
Welcome to the channel. What is Kline's channel? Kline's channel is Kline's Engraving, and I can let me see if I can put a banner up down there. But yeah, if you go to YouTube and you and you type in at Kline's Engraving up there in the search bar, like searching for channels, it'll take you to his channel. So like I said, he doesn't have a lot on there right now. It's just like I said, it's been some shorts. I think he's done some shorts and a few videos, just like some kind of like almost a vlog type thing of your path to where you are now. But But yeah, but maybe a little bit more. We've even talked about like some of the projects and stuff that he comes up with and does are pretty interesting. And so he's talked about doing that, as well as, maybe later on some of the stuff that I get in, because he has tried out lots of different machines that have come through the shop. From the Atom Stacks are kind of his favorite. Like once an Atom Stack goes to Kline's house, it's not very often that it comes back. And there's a couple machines coming out from Atom Stack this next year that he may or may not be interested in.
Yeah.
But he's always liked them. And you're still running to do your tumblers and stuff. What's your machine of choice for the tumbler?
The 830. That's my go-to. The 830 is the go-to on tumblers.
And what's the biggest order of tumblers you've ever done?
It was 255 tumblers. And let me just say this. All right, so I was like, I'm still kind of just starting out. So, and this was like last year. And so I had a guy call, hey, I want to get a couple tumblers from you. And I was like, okay, no problem. I think CLACKSTER sent the guy to me.
Yeah, because I was busy at the time.
He didn't really say he wanted 200. He just said, I need some tumblers. And I was like, okay. So I go to order them and I call him. I'm like, man, I don't even know how many this guy wants. And so he sends me the file. We work on the file, get the file right. And then
did a couple tests, did some test tumblers.
Yeah, did some test tumblers, just kind of show him, hey, I know what I'm doing. He wanted to kind of see what it looked like. Well, then he just texted me one day and was like, hey, I need 250 tumblers. And I was like, man, what? So I called Black and I'm like, dude, this guy wants 250 tumblers. He was like, all right, well, you need to get to ordering. The mail lady didn't like me that week. She didn't like me at all. Actually, she just left a note in my mailbox. Hey, you need to come up here and get these boxes. So I had to go to the post. I had to go to the post office and get the boxes of tumblers. Yeah, because they come like 12 in a case or whatever. So it was a lot. It was a lot. So.
Yeah, didn't you say it filled up the back of your truck just about?
It sure did. It filled up the back of the entire back of my truck. Just because I like single boxes.
Yeah.
And, but it was fun. I mean, we did it, and I think we did those on the Rolly. I did some of them on the Rolly.
I don't know about all of them. I know you brought a bunch of them over here and you used my machines.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I kind of want you to help supervise.
Yeah.
Because you were afraid you was going to mess them up.
Well, and I
know the prototypes we did on the Rolly.
And at that point I was still kind of new. And like with me, I'm, every now and then I need somebody to pop my hand when I go do something, and so I'll go over there and, all right, you watch me do this and make sure that I do it correctly. And it's, as long as he don't go, hey, wait, I'm good,
Yeah. Yeah, it can be fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that, and we got a little bit of 3D printing going on as well. So doing that as well. So it's full throttle over here. I do believe.
yeah. Yeah, Kyle. I like I said, the way I look at it, if you're learning something, it's
Right.
you're not wasting money. Now it can get a little expensive sometime if you're a slow learner, because I've had a couple of times where I was a little slow learning,
Yeah.
and it got expensive. But eventually I figured it out.
And it almost gets expensive when you don't realize what it's made of.
Yeah. Yeah, the UV has definitely helped me on that level, on that aspect of, because was it you that had the guitar?
I had the guitar.
Well, you don't tell the story about the guitar?
I will. I'll tell the story about
Now,
that.
don't leave nothing out now.
I had a lady call me and she said, hey, I'm buy my kid this guitar for Christmas and I want you to engrave her name on the back. Sounds easy enough. So I called Clark. Hey, dude, will you be there while I do it and just make sure that, I'm doing it right. So he says, yeah, just bring it over and we'll put it on. Was it the X2?
It was like it's the F1 Ultra.
The F1 Ultra. All right. So we get the guitar over there and I get it out of the case. And it looked like wood to me. Now I'm like, hey, this thing is pure wood. When you look on the inside of pure wood. I didn't realize there was a plastic coating on the guitar. So we put the guitar in there and he was like, all right, you ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready. Hey,
no, and I asked you, are you sure?
Are you sure? That's what I got. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. So we hit the button and the coating explodes like in one little spot.
It bubbled
we
up.
Shut everything down. Like it popped loud. And now, like, my guts had fell out of my stomach because I'm like, I'm fixing to buy a guitar. I don't even play guitar. But he's like, no, we'll just put, we'll. So I get on the, texting the lady back, hey, we can't do this.
But now you left out the part where I told you I didn't like doing stuff like that, because if you messed it up, you had to.
Oh yeah, now Clack's always told me that. Look, depending on how much it cost, depending on whether or not you want to do it or not, like I don't do like guns and jewelry and all that stuff because if you mess it up, it's messed up, and I don't really want to buy guns and jewelry. And I've had people call, hey, can you engrave on this piece of jewelry? No, I can't do that. Just because that's one of the first things Clack said was just know if you mess it up, be ready to buy it, and I'm not ready to buy it. So we're not there yet. Kline's engraving, we're not kicking 20s, So we make enough just to fund the shop. That's about it.
Anyway, go finish with your story about what happened after this thing bubbled up and exploded.
It bubbles up and exploded. So anyway, Clack comes up with the idea of cutting a piece of acrylic and engraving her name in the acrylic and then gluing it on there. And it worked out great. They loved it. We loved it. But it was, I was stressing there for a second. I was like, man, I'm like, buy a guitar.
And then you was like, I wonder how much this guitar's worth.
Yeah, we looked it up. We didn't want to buy that guitar. So you learn a lesson, and I learned a lesson in terms of doing things. Like I've gotten a lot better now, engraving things and getting it straight and getting it where it needs to be, and knowing what to engrave and not what to engrave. And it, I try not to do things that I can't replace. Like, I'll have people I had a lady bring me, like a Stanley tumbler. Well, those are pretty expensive, you know. So I'm real careful. Like I don't really like to do Yeti, just because those are $35-$40, and if I mess up one, I'm okay. But if I mess up more than one, I'm not. And so I like to kind of use the materials that I use are materials that, you know, Clack's familiar with, I'm familiar with, you know, and the laser engraving world is familiar with, where I can, you know, pull from other experiences. There's throngs of video out there with that same material, and that way, if you do mess it up, a lot of times it's user error and it's something you're doing that you can change, and it's you're not just going in blind. So we're that's something that you have to learn the hard way, but once you learn it, like you know,
Yeah, some of the best lessons are the hardest learned.
they are.
Yeah, it kind of sucks sometimes. Santa's Laser Engraving says, I still struggle with figuring out the YouTube. I don't know if he's talking about searching YouTube or what, but yeah, it's either way, navigating the internet can be a little challenging. No Limit Build says, you ever try tumblers on the Atom Stack Hurricane? I didn't when I had it, because they sent me the rotary they sent me didn't work. I think you've got the right rotary now, don't you?
I've got the rotary, and I tried it the other day, and I haven't been able to get it to work either. So we're working through it.
That machine is a prototype, and some of the issues with it is when they sent me the first little bed slinger thing for it. The bed slinger was built for the standard, like the consumer grade machine, and it would not work with that machine. They had to turn around and send me another bed slinger for the prototype to get it to work. And I'm thinking that the chuck is the same way. That machine is a prototype, and the chuck just won't, like the controller doesn't see it because that was an early prototype. So, and Kline's gotten so comfortable with the A30 and just doing a good job with the tumblers and stuff that it's one of those things too of if it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing.
There you go.
I mean, if you start cranking out hundreds of them again, it would be a good idea to get the Hurricane to where it can do them. But you didn't even put the riser under the Hurricane when you took it to your house, did you? Don't look like it's got the riser under.
Yeah, it's got the riser under.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. It's got it under there, and you know, if I could get it working, I'd probably use it to see. But like I said, I've done such a great job with the A30 over here. I can almost set it up in like 2 or 3 minutes, get it plugged in, and I'm already almost running a tumbler at this point. And it does a great job, and it's done hundreds of tumblers at this point. So
yeah, and you've got the 8er version of the chuck, don't you? Didn't I send you the 8er, or did you get the actual Atom Stack?
Yeah, I've got the 8er version of the chuck.
Yeah, it's the same one. It's just
it's the same chuck. It's just got a different name on the front, but it does a great job. Yeah. And it sits up there whenever I get ready. I got a little jig that I put it in to keep it straight. Then we just move on with it.
I think I had all that. We had all that figured out, like when you first got it.
When I first got it, yeah.
And matter of fact, which one of them? You've got one of my original enclosures, don't you? The one that the LM3 was in?
I do. I've got the Clack Shack original first one with the forward knob. It's got a little knob right here that's got forward on it. I don't know where you got that at, but
I had 2 of them. I had the other one was on the one that I kept in my shop.
Yeah. So I've got the original. I'm a history teacher, so I like artifacts and things. So it's like a Clack Shack museum over here.
Yeah, that's the one that's got the vent on the side, right? That's got it's got the downdraft built into it, and it's got the fan mounts to the side of it.
Down and on the side, and then it pipes up and goes out. But it's still working, and I think we're to the point now where I don't know that a machine that has come out now would even fit in that thing. I think that.
Well, you could. I think the Algo.
Yeah, the
machine,
Algo
maybe
might.
the Ashmer P33 or the P2 or whatever.
But I'm
I
not
think they
gonna.
would fit. But
Yeah, I'm not gonna swap out for any of those lasers. I'm gonna hang in with what
the
I got.
30, you gotta keep that rocking the 30 watt.
That's it.
Well, yeah, that's until he can get his hands on a 40.
Yeah,
If he could get his hands on a 40 watt atom stack, he'd be taking it.
yeah.
Because he's tried getting the you did get my P20, didn't you? Or my V35?
Yeah.
Yeah, the V35 was over there. Yeah. If I say, I know he's tried talking me out of my X40 Max, but he ain't got it like
we
that.
ain't got there yet.
All right. Well, see what we got over here. Jack saying he does quarter round engraves with a CO2 without a rotary. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But you got to have the right lens. A lot of your desktop machines don't come with a lens that gives you that much focus reach. There's some what ifs that's still required. But yeah, I can do some stuff with different machines without one, but I love a rotary. That's like these glasses. Man, now they took forever. It was like 15 minutes per glass. And I did 36 of them. So you do the math. Let's see.
That's time consuming on that one.
15 times 36 equals divided by 60 equals. That's 9 hours of continual runtime if you do the math.
Yeah.
And I did 15, not 16. So technically it was 16 minutes and some change per glass. So that was that F2 Ultra. I got 90 hours, 9 hours of 100% output runtime in the past 2 days.
Wow.
Because I run them at 100%, 100 millimeters a second, like 500 LPI.
It does a great job. I mean, as far as what I've seen over there so far, it looks like it could do it.
Yeah. Rick, I am not good at math. That's why I have my little calculator button on my computer over here.
Well, I'm a history teacher. You don't want me teaching you math. So, just is what it is.
DJS is asking, you making any headway with tumblers on the Reno? The laser channel is working on a video and doing tumblers with the Reno. Should be out in a couple of weeks. Yeah, you can do them if you don't mind using a roller.
Yeah.
And using a roller on tumblers, in my opinion, is like cutting your grass with one of those little lawnmowers that you have to push and it makes the blade spin. And I'm just not for it. Do I got one of them little stink bugs on me? They've been flying around in here today because it's starting to get cold.
Yeah, I got some in here somewhere.
Somebody said I have one. I ain't heard him. I usually hear them because they're like, bzz. But yeah, you can do tumblers with the Reno as long as you want to use a roller and not a chuck. But I've got too many machines that will work with a chuck to be using a roller, especially because here's the thing: if a tumbler like this tumbler has a taper, you're only going to be able to put this much of it on the roller and have it be flat.
Right.
It's going to be sitting in there cattywampus, and hardly any of the rollers have a mechanism to where you can offset that angle.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get into the chucks to be able to loosen it and correct that angle. So to me, using a roller instead of a chuck would just be like taking steps backwards. And I don't want to do that. So
I started out with a roller.
My left collar. Wow.
And this is what, and Clark, you'll appreciate these.
Oh yeah.
This is how it
On
started.
the roller. Yeah.
And then you would put it on there and it would, it would roll. I got screws and stuff in that one. But
yeah, that was some of the early days when we was cutting those rings like that.
And if you
as long as your focus was high enough above the ring, that was the only thing you had to watch for.
Yeah. Well, my problem was I would always like, I'd be in a hurry and not really, not really checking behind myself, and then I would, it wouldn't be all the way on there, or it wouldn't be straight, and so things like that. So I'm very thankful for the chuck now, just because, you clip it in there, it's there.
Well, and I know you saw this the other day, and you were like, "I need one of them," but this guy right here is the beast. Like you can
Yes.
sit this on top of the glass, and then all you got to do is hold it, keep it from turning, and crank that down, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And then this just slides into the chuck. It's got a magnet that pulls it in there all the way, and it's got teeth that line up with this little dial pin right there. And the cool thing is I got two of these, so I can go ahead and have the next tumbler or next cup set up before I even start, on that one. And so, and I'm gonna do the video. I'm gonna finish, I guess, the video tomorrow. So this is the RA3. This is all there is, really. And this got the screw holes in the bottom of it, so you can, like with the Ultra, I screw it to the bed of the machine, so it can't move. But you literally take this and you just slide it up in that hole, and the chuck is ready. The chuck's ready to go. When you get through with it, all you got to do is I just take my hand and I reach on the back of and then I just kind of take my thumb and my fingers and push it off. And then I take the next one, put it on there, and lock it in. But like I said, this is using those two screw holes right there. This is screwed to the base of the F2 Ultra. So it's this thing. I will say, X-Tool did good with this, because like I actually like this better than I do my Atom Stack chuck now.
Wow.
And you know how I feel about my Atom Stack.
I know.
So and they've increased the size that you can put on here. You can even, if you needed to, like this turns sideways. Like you can turn that sideways. There's an extension block you can put on there. I mean, it's like an erector set. It's crazy. But then when you get ready to take these off, like I said, you got this, and all you got to do is just unscrew it, and then boom. Well, but the way this is built, like I said, when you set it on there, like it's flat. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I just push down toward the glass, hold one of those legs, tighten it up, and it's on there.
Yeah.
So I did 36 of these the past 2 days. 0 complications, 0 issues. Every one of them was perfect.
Well, good.
So
that looks like it's a lot more proficient.
Oh, I love this. This X-Tool, hats off on that. I don't know what engineer at X-Tool came up with this, but that was good thought.
Yep. I agree.
If X-Tool would just make a CO2 Galvo now, like if they could combine a UV and a CO2, and come up with like it, but they need to come up with a different naming system though. This F2 Ultra UV, why could we just not call it the F4? That would work. Yeah, and it's a lot easier to keep up with. So, but yeah, I like that. Let's see. Try to make sure where I got to come. All right. Rick's asked, saying Kline hasn't posted any new engraving videos. When can we expect more? That's up to him.
Well, we'll try to put some things out here and there. Just know I still work every day. Like I said, I'm an educator and city council.
But during the summer, you ain't got no excuse though.
No, during the summer. So track season's finna start, and I'm the head track coach. So I'll be busy on some Saturdays here coming up, but soon we'll get some videos out and go from there. So I've got some things I want to do and go from there. So hopefully I can now we're going to try to put out some 3D printing videos as well because we do that sometimes too. So hopefully it'll be a mix of both. But now I can't put out as many as Clack does. Like I don't have that kind of time.
Well, when they start paying you to stay home, then you can.
Well, yeah, that'd be different.
Larry Smith saying, do you have a video on the glasses on the F2? I did them on the F2 Ultra UV, and you could have done these on the F2, of course, with the F2 being a blue diode machine, you would have to coat them before you could engrave them. But with the F2, you could probably do these without having my Bigfoot. But as far as holding the chuck steel and all that, I would still probably use the Bigfoot, but you'd have to spray something on these to be able to do them with the blue laser.
Yeah.
All right, what we got here? Harold's GSW Flyers says I ran an image on a glass with RA3 using X2 F2 Ultra. I put the image online and it printed good, but made the image wider than the screen. Don't know what I did wrong. If it was wider than it was, like as far as wider, you mean like it stretched it as it wrapped around the glass, that means either you didn't properly measure the perimeter or the circumference, or you improperly entered it, one of the two. Because the cool thing that I do like about X-Tool stuff is you don't have to set the steps per millimeter. They've made it as simple as it can be, but that one step you still have to do is measure it either with one of the little tapes, the ribbon tapes, or either across the top of, like across here. You can do it across here and put it in, or you have to do the perimeter, which would require you to either take a string and put around it and then measure the string, or use one of those little seamstress measuring tapes, which I don't have one handy.
I've got one handy,
but
right?
you gotta have a measurement to put in there. And so
usually these come with your laser. So somewhere you have one if you have a laser. So
yeah, well, if you get a chuck or a roller,
yeah,
they come with it.
Okay. So I always keep this handy. Just
yeah, I've got one, but I cut it off. I cut it to where mine's only about like that long, just because I don't ever need the whole thing, and it's frustrating.
I hang on to it. You never know. You never know.
Diamond State's asking, is that the RA3 chuck? Yes, it is. It's the one that X-Tool sent it to me with the Ultra. Was it the Ultra? Yeah, I think it was the Ultra they sent it to me with. And man, I've used it with the Ultra. I've used it with the F2, and it works great. Let's see. DJS says, did Steve send you the new firmware for the Reno? Monport sent it to me because I couldn't do a 3D image because not enough memory. Now I can. 38 megabyte file, no problem. I sent it to Steve a few days ago. If you're using the Reno, the way they've got that thing set up, you have to clear the memory on it. It doesn't automatically rewrite, which I think is something they missed. But one of the folks in the live the other night said that you could go in through Lightburn and clear it as well. I haven't tried it. I have used a CO2 this week, but I used the OMTech because I was cutting a piece of clear acrylic that was 24 inches wide, and it wouldn't fit in the Reno. So I had to use my Polar Plus. S Tusk Custom Shop says, man, I'm behind everyone here. Got about 20 solid hours total on my diode laser. You got to start somewhere.
Yep.
It don't take long. You'll rack up some hours. Let's see. Michelle saying, will it work with the S1? I don't think the RA3 will. I know the RA2s will work with the new machines, but I don't know that the new rotary will work with the older machines. I think there's a I think there's something to do with the drivers in them and the controllers that it won't work with it for some reason. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I asked that question of X-Tool, and I think they told me that the new machines can use the RA2 or the RA3, but the older machines only work with the RA2 Pro. Now, that may be something they address with firmware, because that is, to me, I mean, that seems like something they could fix, especially since they use the X-Tool Studio software. It should be an easy enough fix, but I don't know if they're going to. Harold says, okay, thanks for the answer. I think that's what I did, having great luck with subsurface. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that would cause it. And it's easy enough. The one thing that I will say that with X-Tool Studio that I have found is if you put the measurement in first, and then you go to, let's say you go to put the material in and you use one of their pre-configured settings, like you find a black tumbler in there and you click black tumbler. Well, even though you manually put your measurement in there, it will pull their measurement for their tumbler and plop it where yours was. So if you don't go back and correct that, you'll send it, because I did that. It was yesterday when I was setting up for these glasses. I didn't put a material in there, but I measured everything, had it set up for rotary. And I'm like, I wonder if there's a setting that's, comparable with these glasses, because I know X-Tool sells some that are very similar. And so I went in the software, picked the glass, applied the settings. When I was doing my final checks before I hit the send button, because I didn't want to mess any of them up, I went through my final checks, checking the circumference, checking the speed and power, making sure I had rotary enabled, all these things. And when I got down to the circumference, it wasn't what I had written down. And I'm like, wait a minute, how did that change? And that's when it hit me. I had went in and used their measurement, and their glasses apparently were the different size than the ones that I had.
Yeah.
So watch for that. Always double check that stuff. Because, and like, what else was it I was doing today? Oh, when I was engraving the letters on my little glass display thing, I selected a type of material, and it overrode my material thickness and put their material thickness in there. So because when I went to use their fine maple settings, their maple settings was for 6mm plywood. And so this is not 6mm plywood, but when I put it in there, it changed my thickness, my material thickness to 6mm. And that would not have been correct. And luckily, when I framed it, I noticed that my frame was way too big. And that's when I was like, okay, it changed my thickness. So hopefully they can fix that. But man, I think it turned out nice though. I masked it just in case, because I had already finished it with 2 coats of clear. So I put some masking on it and run 3 passes of their maple settings to get a nice deep engrave, because I wasn't sure if I was going to backfill it or not. But then when I got it out, looked at it, I'm like, you know what? I like that better, just natural colors, than if I did it in black. So I wound up doing 2 more coats of clear, and now we're good to go. And this little spot right here, the CNC did not mess up. This was a scrap piece of material that I had got from my doing that flag. And this is where I took a paddle bit and drilled down into the material to put screws in it so that I could surface it. And I didn't see it because the paddle bit didn't come through on this side of the material. So I didn't see that until I popped it off, and I'm like, oh man. But I was like, you know what? It's on the back corner.
That's it.
So I'm like, it's a test piece anyway for the Genmitsu that I got over there. So I'm just going to rock with it. But that's why that dimple don't go all the way through, because there was a screw. There was a screw that went into that hole to hold the board down when I was surfacing it. Because this was the very end of it.
If you hadn't said anything, we wouldn't have seen it anyway.
Oh, you can see it, because when I'm going around through there, it's like everything. everything's great. Everything's great. Looks good. Looks good. And it's like, bam. And then this part was the live edge. So it's kind of rounded a little bit more. But like I said, it's a piece of maple. I didn't want to throw it away.
Yeah.
And, I made this.
No, we don't like throwing stuff away around here now. I know I don't.
Boom. And it's for me. So I'm good with it. Whew. Jack, I used to, like, if this was 25 years ago or 30 years ago, I would have been packing my bag like 2 days ago, getting ready. I'd have had me some Vienna sausages thrown off in my bag, some potted meat, saltine crackers. I'd be ready because I used to love going on those storm works. Even when I was in law enforcement, Kline, I tell you, I used to strike out. Like, you let a hurricane or something blow in, man. I went to, what was it, Atlanta? I went to Atlanta twice.
You went to Atlanta. You went to New York one time.
Yeah.
It ended before it was my turn to go to New York. See, I was all signed up to go. I was going to go for 4 or 5 days, and it ended. So we went to Texas. We went to wherever.
Yeah, it was it Hurricane Sandy? I was always the one that I'd get the phone call from the guy that owned the company.
Yeah.
And I'd strike out. And then once I got in place, I would set up a schedule and start calling folks and be like, hey, when you want to come up, when you want to come up, when you want to come up. And we would rotate people out and have, like, 5 people go up for a week, and then 5 more would relieve them. And we just rotated out until power got restored or whatever. But we did a lot of security stuff and
a lot of guarding of Alabama power trucks.
Yeah. Perimeter security for their fobs and stuff that they set up, because when the power company comes into town, like, they'll find like an abandoned parking lot or, some kind of like an old Kmart or something. And they'll basically rent the parking lot and like throw up temporary fencing. Sometimes they don't, whatever. But we would have to secure the perimeter, and then you would have like where the power company guys would eat, sleep, shower, and sleep and all that a lot of times. And then they got the fuel trucks, and they're filling up the trucks. And so there was a lot of stuff that you had to do, asset protection for the power company, as well as just safety for the workers and stuff, in case you were in an area where, looting and robbery and stuff like that was a problem.
Yeah, we've been on quite a few of them.
Yeah, all the way back to, was it Katrina?
Yeah,
I think Katrina was one of the first ones we went on.
Yeah,
and as far as a security standpoint, back in the day.
That was back in the day. We were a lot younger. I didn't have as many wrinkles back then.
Yeah, I didn't have as many aches as pains as I do now. That's back when you could sleep on an ice rink or something and be all right.
That's it. That was a lot of gear to lug around for 12 hours, though, but we did it.
Yep. All right. So, questions, comments, concerns. What do y'all think? What y'all want Kline to do? He hadn't been over here lately. He's been playing hooky from working over here.
Well, I've been kind of busy.
Find me a bottle of water. Hang on.
That's me.
I went to Dollar General the other day. Got me some waters. So I got plenty of them in here now.
Well, I went to the store today, and I got some water.
But do you got Dollar General water, though?
But I always try to keep 22 more flavors in my water.
Oh, I know what you do. Every now and then I find one of them hiding in my refrigerator over here.
That's for when I come over there in case I forget.
So what y'all got going on? Anybody got any questions, concerns? What y'all want to know? Kline is here for you guys to ask questions.
Now, you said a while ago, did I have anything that I'd made in my shop? And I do. So this is the only thing that I have handy that I've made. This is my
is that a laser project?
That is a laser project.
Yeah.
So that is about 3 layers. It's got a layer of acrylic on the outside of it, and I painted it. So I did this on the A30 Now the acrylic I cut on the Hurricane. It's clear acrylic, and I can't cut.
You sure? That's what you need to do. You need to do a video on cutting clear acrylic with a diode laser.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna do that.
That'll be a short video.
That would be a short video. We're probably not gonna even upload that. But I did.
Santa's laser engraving recognizes it.
There you go. Hey, Tar Heels. I have been a huge Tar Heel fan back when I was little, they didn't play a lot of basketball on TV. Like you didn't watch. It was, Alabama's football. That's not an Ole Miss cap. We are the Thorsby Rebels. Sorry. and this is we just use the Ole Miss. It just says Rebels there, but we just use the Ole Miss logo.
Yeah, I was fixing to say that's the high school that he teaches at, Thorsby Rebels.
Yeah. So we're
the maroon and their colors is what? Maroon and
white, maroon and black, maroon and gray.
It's maroon, white, and black, I think.
Yeah, but maroon's like the primary color. Now, where I went to high school is blue. And I've always been North Carolina fan. So everything that I owned was like either, navy blue or like, I call it Carolina blue, which is that real powder blue color. And then when I went to work here, I had to buy some maroon stuff, and I'm really not a maroon guy. Like even in law enforcement, what color we wear? Navy blue. And so I was kind of right at home, and we wore navy blue until Clack come up with that idea of the yellow. You remember the yellow uniform?
You talking about the bicycle one?
The bicycle uniform that we had.
That was sharp.
It was not sharp. I'm 6'5".
I might even have a picture of you in it.
Probably so. I'm 6'5", but I'm about 180, 185. I'm kind of a lanky fella. When you put me in yellow, I look like a banana. I think Clack had a sense of humor that day.
And he likes to stand in doorways.
Yeah. No.
Oh, you don't have a picture of you in that yellow shirt.
I do not.
Dang it.
I do not. Where he said I like to stand in doorways, I was not actually in the doorway. We were serving a warrant, chasing somebody. We were doing something. And the guy had run in and got up underneath the bed. And we had another officer in there that yelled, "Hey, he's going out the back door." Well, there was not a back door. And when I realized, hey, wait a minute, there's not a back door, and turned around, I got bull rushed by Clack. And his knee hit my knee. And I ended up having to go to the ER. They made me go to the ER, make sure I didn't tear anything. That was tough. That was a tough night right there. But we ended up getting the guy taken to jail. But, I think the other officer had a sense of humor too. And he was like, "Hey, he's going out the back door." Well, we were in an apartment complex. Like,
he went out the back window.
Yeah.
But he did go out the back.
He went out the back. He didn't go out the back door, because when I was like, wait a minute, there is no back door, and turned around, I got run over.
Yeah.
You're still looking for that picture, ain't you?
Yeah, I found a picture, but I don't want to show it because I'm not really proud of the way I look in that picture either. Because I found one that's got me in it too.
Yeah, there you go. Well, if you're going to show me, show you. There we go.
It's not a very flattering picture, but why not?
It's because we're in the yellow. Look there. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. That's back in the day.
That's been a minute ago. Man, Look at that mustache. Wow. I forgot we even took them pictures. I can't believe they talked us into that.
Yeah. There you go, guys. There you are.
That's been,
So
that's been quite a few years ago.
yeah, that was a long time ago. I don't remember exactly when it was. I was gonna see when
I
you
will
uploaded
say
that.
that unit right there, that group of guys right there, if we had you, you were got. That's it. That's a good group right there.
Yeah.
And
I
half of that bunch is retired now, and about all of them's retired, except for maybe one, two. I think there's two left in there that's not gone. And
Yeah. It was a couple of them. I was trying to find. I had another picture I was going to show of you with a hat on, and I can't find it. But yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time in the making.
yeah,
I can honestly say some of this stuff that you got pictures of here. I don't know. I don't know where the time.
Facebook? What are you doing?
Yeah, I went to your Facebook. I was trying to find it.
There is a picture of me with a hat on in there. That one you should be able to find.
I can't find it.
You got to go to my pictures. Can't go to things.
No, I ain't what hat I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one I took at the barbecue that night that you had a kid's hat on, like some Thomas the Train or something.
Oh yeah,
I can't find that one.
we may have took that off there.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long time, sir.
It has.
Jack said that ornament or whatever that coaster you made would look better if it was Duke.
Oh man, you gonna make me turn all this off and go in the house? No, we had a Duke fan in the mist. Let me tell you. Now I went. My wife took me to a football game one time, and we got there. She bought me tickets for my birthday, and we went. And we ended up going to Duke's campus, and just because I wanted to see it, and they have a beautiful campus. But now I'll always be bonnet blue. That's what I'll be. I can't do the Duke colors.
Well, I am very impartial myself. I don't really care about none of them colors myself.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a huge basketball fan. Played basketball in high school. And just always been a North Carolina fan since far back as I can remember. So I'll get in the shop, especially during basketball season. I'll get in the shop, turn the ball game on, and I'll work while the ball game's on, do whatever, and just so I can glance at it. So I don't watch it as intently as I did before. Now, March Madness, I'll watch it, and then usually around like football season, around the playoffs, I'll watch some of it, but not as much as I used to. And then I don't coach. Like I don't coach football anymore. I don't coach basketball anymore. I just coach track because my kids are still running track. So so far, and it won't. Those years are not too far from being over as well. So working in the shop's kind of what I want to do now, and so far so good.
Yeah, it's a little more fun most days. Most days, anyway. I can't find. I know it's around here somewhere. I'm gonna find it in a minute. I know I stuck that picture somewhere. Oh,
there it is. Yes, come across it.
I found it.
You might as well go ahead with it.
I found it.
There it is. I don't remember what we were doing right there.
We were at Whitney Ray's house at a fish fry or something.
Yeah.
And one of the kids had that hat on, and you picked it up and put it on just being silly or something. And I was really quick with my camera.
Yes. That's one thing I will tell you about Clark. He is really quick with that camera, and he'll get you.
Yeah. That's the only one I got, I guess. I was trying
That's
to see if
good.
I have one of the I thought we had one of you in the yellow shirt at Peace Jam, but that was Robert.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
wasn't
I
you.
tried not to be anywhere visible within a mile shot of a camera, just because I can't do the yellow. I didn't like the yellow. That wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. And I found the picture of the me that ate clack. Whew, that was a terrible picture. But yeah.
Go ahead, let's see it.
Oh no, we're not showing that one. There ain't nothing funny about that one. But yeah. Anyways, so back to the actual what we supposed to be talking about. Shop stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get the video on all these glasses done and get that out. I was going to do it this afternoon and I sidetracked and didn't get it done. So, but we'll hopefully get that done tomorrow. Santa's laser orange, Clack Shack on. Now, some of y'all may not know while I'm in here in these pictures, some of y'all may not know the orange and me go back a long way. And I know Jack probably knows, and a few other people probably remember or know. But hang on, let me show y'all. Before the Clack Shack, before law enforcement, before anything shop related, I was wearing orange long time ago. So when I got out of high school back in 1993, my first job was wearing orange. And so pretty much ever since then, I always, I'm one of those that even though that job was not something I could see me doing today, like if you notice right there, I'm in a swamp up to my knees in a swamp. Probably, I don't know if that's in Louisiana, Texas, where I don't know where that's at, but yeah, that was back in the day. So the orange is not a new thing. It does have some significance because one of the things that I will say is that even though I don't do that anymore, that job, I guess it was the first 7 or 8 years of my adult life, that period out there in those snaky alligator infested swamps and stuff like that, it kind of helped, I guess, create who I am today and give me a lot of my perspectives that I have. And so just the orange has just always been like, I guess, a part of me. When I got the channel and the channel started coming along, and I was like, I want to be different. I don't want to be like all these other guys. I don't want to be like all these other channels. And so none of them were wearing bright orange. Now, my buddy James Dean does have a lot of orange. Hindsight, I didn't realize how embedded the orange was on him. But by the time I realized it was too late. I had already went orange, and there wasn't no going back. So, matter of fact, I ain't too sure James didn't do it on purpose, because no matter what he gives me, like swag bags or whatever, I won't throw them away because they're orange. Like this is his only CNC stuff, and I don't know what I got in this bag. It's like a little Crown Royal bag, kind of. But I got it's stickers. So I should have gave you these stickers while he was over here the other day.
You should. I could put them on the wall back here. I got a couple. I got Atari and Clack Shack, Jenny Bits.
So are you collecting stickers? So do we need to give you? Do we need to get people to send you some stickers or what?
Oh yeah, you can. I'm collecting stickers to put on my sticker wall. So.
He decided he wanted to do a sticker wall. Is it Ryan? That's right. Ryan's doing theirs tonight, aren't they? What time does theirs start? I done forgot. I don't flat forgot. When did they start? Oh, they ain't started yet. Minute. Well, I don't want to step on Ryan and them's feet. because Ryan Ballard and all of them over at Making It Up As We Go are friends of the show, of course. So if y'all want to pack up and go over to Ryan's and watch their show, I'll be in the comment section. Hit him with a clack attack while we at it. We got, how many people we got in here? 51. So all 51 of y'all, right quick. Let me go ahead and drop a link. Y'all go over there and hit him with a clack attack right quick. All you gotta do is just comment in the, just go in there and like, I'll start it off. Here we go. Clack attack incoming. There we go. So I'm starting it off, but y'all go hit him with a clack attack. I appreciate it. And Kline, will you be back with us anytime soon?
We're going to try to be back as often as we can, and we'll go from there. And I'll if y'all like and subscribe, hopefully I can put out a video or two very soon. And we'll go from there.
All right. And like we said, it's at Kline's Engraving over on YouTube. So y'all go check out Ryan's and hit him with that clack attack. We'll see you next time.
All righty. Thank y'all.
Hang on, I gotta